Etui Madwaka, Commissioner Northern, to you all, to the friendly north town of Labasa, and to the official opening of the 20 demo on the AUT Church here, to lead us in devotion.
Chief guest, we have the Honorable and Honorable Prime Minister
from Madwaka, please kindly come and
to you all. My most profound task this morning is to our families, relatives, friends, colleagues, mentors, to warmly welcome you to this northern town from us as our chief guest for the 20, as evident in the national budgetary occasions, not only for the 2016-20 in the friendly North spirit, not only with open arms, but not only because we will be learning new things, but also because we will be renewing our friendship ties. I understand that many of us have not met for some time, and we may have forgotten names and faces. So this 2 days conference will also provide us with that opportunity. And we want to give you the best we can offer. That is why we have chosen this church.
The president of the Fiji Head Teachers Association and other office holders, our head teachers from throughout Fiji, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, Mula Vinaka, and a very good morning to you all. As I said last night, and I continuously say this, I regard our teachers as being in the ranks of the most important people in Fiji. And we must seize this moment and harness the spirit of our people to take Fiji to the next level. To you head teachers, you are critical to this effort. The way you lead your schools and inspire our young people will determine how far we can take our nation in the shortest possible time. Our young people are our future. On their shoulders rests the future of Fiji. And you are the mentors who can show them the way. The educators holding up the lantern of knowledge to light up the path ahead for them and for Fiji. Let me briefly restate the government's broad vision that I laid out in my speech in Suva last Monday when I welcomed back our Olympic gold medalists. That we intend to transform ourselves through our education revolution by reaching out to the world into a small modern nation state that ranks among the world's best. We intend to be a beacon for our Pacific neighbors, a respected voice in the world, to take the Fijian-made bread to the four corners of the earth, to send our men and women peacekeepers to protect ordinary people who are less fortunate than us in areas of conflict, to lead the fight on climate change. And much of this will be done in the coming years by the boys and girls who are in your schools and who you are molding into adulthood. As I also said on that wonderful day in our capital and again in Labasa last Friday, we can only achieve this vision if we display the same teamwork that our boys displayed on the field in Rio. Team Fiji, every Fijian, working together with their eyes focused on greatness. And so today, I want to make an appeal for teamwork in our education sector. For all our stakeholders to work together in a more cooperative and collaborative fashion for our children's sake and for our nation's sake. I especially want to appeal to the union in our education sector to embrace teamwork and cooperation and to join with government in creating the best possible outcome for our schools and our children's future. Unlike previous governments, we are committed to looking after the interests of every Fijian, whether they are employers or workers. And our record speaks for itself. We changed the employment laws to make them fairer. we not only introduced and increased our national minimum wage for unskilled workers, but have also overseen increases in wages in 8 different wages councils in which the minimum wage is more than the national minimum wage for unskilled workers. So we are also committed to improving the terms and conditions of employment of all Fijian workers. By any fair appraisal, we have also changed the paradigm of employer-employee relations in Fiji. Previous government was seen as being either pro-employer or pro-worker. If you were regarded as pro-employer, it was automatically assumed that you were anti-worker. If you were regarded as pro-worker, it was automatically assumed that you were anti-employer. But my government has shown that you can look after everyone's interest at the same time. The interest of the boss or the employer, and the worker or the employee. Indeed, we are the only government that is carrying out a comprehensive assessment of each and every ministry by international experts. This assessment also includes a study of salaries made in the civil service in comparison to the private sector, as I mentioned last night. While this assessment is ongoing, we have already seen changes in structures and remuneration rates in different ministries. We are firmly committed to merit-based appointments, paying market rates, and very importantly, rewarding high performers. To the education union, I especially want to say that your people are our people. We share a common cause in wanting to put their interests first. I have always governed for every Fijian, not sectional interests, and insist on putting the interests of every Fijian first. Unfortunately, some trade unions and trade unionists are not approaching things in the same spirit. They have not caught on to the concept of looking after everyone's interest at the same time. They are driven by the divisive approach of the past. They are locked in the mindset of the past. It's the them and us attitude that has held Fiji back and that we must leave behind if we are to move forward and achieve our full potential. This is modern day Fiji. We are in the 21st century, and the mindset of everyone has to be attuned to modern conditions which call for cooperation and collaboration, not class warfare or the insistence on practices that have no place in a modern democracy or a modern industrial relations framework. It is neither reasonable nor acceptable in modern Fiji or modern day Fiji for unions in the education sector to decide, to insist on deciding who gets appointed to a particular school or where someone gets transferred. It is neither reasonable nor acceptable for them to determine who gets paid what level of salary. And it is neither reasonable nor acceptable for unions to insist that they will determine their curriculum, what is taught in our schools. Those days are over, and for good reason. Because a modern nation needs to use the services of experts and specialists within country and to reach out to the world at large and to get the best advice it can on what our children should be taught from the best minds available. Experts who specialize in curriculum development and other areas and can help us improve our performance. Not a union leader who may once have been a teacher but is not a specialist. And in some cases, they don't have any expertise at all. These people don't seem to realize that times have changed. The old ways of doing things in Fiji are no longer the best ways, and indeed are holding our education system back. holding our children back. So we are working with our international partners to modernize our approach to education by accessing some of the best minds we can find outside Fiji, while at the same time boosting our resources in the system and doing everything we can to make your jobs as head teachers and teachers easier. In the past 2 years alone, we have added an extra 686 teachers to the nation's classrooms. 686. 297 new teachers this year. 389 last year. More jobs for teachers. An improvement in teacher-student ratios so that our children get more individual attention in the classroom as well as better facilities. And the improved teacher-student ratio makes your job as teachers, head teachers especially, easier and improves your ability to deliver services. I must also add that a number of these new teachers who were recruited were unemployed for a number of years, and it is through our recruitment drive that they are now gainfully employed. They are also now earning the salaries due to teachers. So this government, my government, is walking the talk. And we don't need lectures from those who are placing their own narrow sectional interests before the interests of our education system and the interests of our Fijian young people. Having said that, I have instructed my ministers in all sectors to work with union representatives in a cooperative manner and in a spirit of goodwill. Let us all join hands and work to resolve our differences, not in an acrimonious way, but in the new spirit that has taken hold in Fiji, more so now, since the Olympics. We owe it to the Fijian people to do so, and we especially owe it to our young people who expect the adults in Fijian society to work together for their benefit, to give them the best possible start in life and the best possible chance of success. To you head teachers, ladies and gentlemen, yours is a noble profession, perhaps the most noble of all. For in your hands is the performance of our schools and the welfare of our young people. When you set standards of behavior and of learning there, you set them for the whole community. When you work cooperatively with the parents and your communities, you set the tone for those communities. Because especially in developing countries such as Fiji, our schools are symbols of hope and prosperity. They are places where ambitions are realized, where dreams come true. I've always said that introducing free schooling and our merit-based scholarship system and tertiary education loan scheme is my proudest achievement as Prime Minister. Because I'm convinced that it was the greatest single act in Fijian history in transforming the lives of ordinary people, of ending the heartbreak of countless generations of Fijians who were too poor to give their children a proper education, of empowering even the most disadvantaged child and giving them the opportunity to fulfill their dreams, and to have a stake in the collective dream we all have for the nation we love so much. Dear head teachers, it is a great privilege for me as Prime Minister to be on the same team as all of you in working for the benefit of our young people. I wish you well in your deliberations and look forward to meeting as many of you as possible. Thank you. Good night, everyone. And God bless you.
Collaboration with all stakeholders to realize the educational goals. conference is in line with the Association's objectives of 531 to organize and conduct conferences for the advancement of education and the professional development of every member.
Kalau right, mas gore, mas main. Gini kok Suba.
Everything is possible in this world.
Không mày đâu. Mày.